the man didn't want to let me go because he wanted to keep inhaling my scent. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz, and on this channel I love to talk about all things beauty, especially fragrances. Whether you are here for the very first time or you're returning, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And listen, if you are not subscribed to the channel, you love my content and my vibe, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and sharing the content. Okay, you guys, I have 3 more fragrance releases that I want to share my thoughts with you about. These are new fragrance releases, so let's get into the first one, which is Rare from Rare Beauty. I've heard a lot of talk about this fragrance, and not necessarily in the most positive way, because it has been said to smell just like Burberry Goddess, the original. And I must admit, when I first smelled it, I said, yes, this smells just like Burberry Goddess. However, you guys, there are some differences. In my opinion, Burberry Goddess is more richer. It's more decadent because of all of the different vanilla notes in the fragrance. This one comes off a lot sweeter to me, and I think it's because it has caramel and vanilla in the fragrance. So I'm getting a more youthful, sweet vibe from this fragrance, whereas Burberry Goddess, I get more of a mature, not old woman, but more grown up, grown and sexy type of vibe. I can see this appealing more to the younger generation, maybe someone in their 20s or early 30s, versus Burberry Goddess possibly working for someone more in their mid 30s and above. I know this is well loved by everybody, but I'm just trying to give you a comparison of what I'm getting, since this is being compared to Burberry Goddess. I will also say that this comes off very musky. There is a clean vibe to this fragrance, and it also has the creaminess and the dry down, you guys, from the sandalwood. Not super creamy, but it is there. If you didn't like Burberry Goddess because of the lavender, or maybe it was just something about it that rubs you the wrong way, you don't want to buy a Middle Eastern fragrance, because I know some people just don't want to buy inspired fragrances, I would say go in Sephora and see if you can get your nose for this. A 50 ml is $75. 10 ml is $30 if I'm not mistaken. This is a really good, solid release. If I had to rate it based off of what I'm smelling and the performance, because you guys, this lasts for a long time. It projects just with this little roller ball. You don't need a lot to get a good performance out of the fragrance. I would give this a 7.5. Fragrances are subjective. It all depends on what you're looking for, but overall, I think that this is a great fragrance. Get your nose on it if you didn't vibe with Burberry Goddess all the way. This is Rare from Rare Beauty. Okay, you guys, let's get into the hot tea. The piping hot tea, the fragrance that everybody has been talking about in FragCom. This is Valentino's latest release, Donna Born and Roma Rendezvous Ivory. Ooh, when I think of rendezvous, I think of something secret, a little naughty, seductive, you know, or something forbidden. Okay, let me get back to the fragrance. So when I first got this fragrance, let's back up. Let's talk about the price. A lot of people have been upset that this 3.4 fluid ounce 100 ml retails for $190. Now I got a little discount because I had some points, but it's still expensive, and this is the only size that it comes in. Well, as of now, it's sold out, but this is the only available size, which was a little disappointing because I wanted to get a travel size. They didn't have it. However, this beautiful bottle called my name and I answered. So here we are. And when I first got this fragrance in the mail, you guys, I sprayed it on the back of my hand. I said, no, you are going straight back to Sephora. I will make the almost hour drive to go to my local Sephora and return this fragrance. I was not feeling it. I couldn't even hardly smell it. But then I said to myself, Lizzie, calm down. Do more than a hand spray. spray it on your arm. I was getting ready to go for my daily walk, so I sprayed it on my arm. When I first sprayed it, I got this burst of powderiness and sweetness. So I said, okay, it's cute. Went on my walk, and as I was going on my walk, I kept getting whiffs of the fragrance. I said, okay, I might be able to work with this. Let's give this a full wear and stop being so ready for that instant gratification that I look for a lot of times when I smell fragrances. So next day, gave it a full wear. You guys, I got this in the opening. I got this mandarin vibe, citrusy mandarin vibe, followed by this beautiful orange blossom. It comes off a little animalic, but it was just so, there's something about this that's clean and soapy, in my opinion. And that's what I first smelled. And then I started getting this sweetness from the fragrance. This fragrance is light, it's airy, it's sweet, it's powdery, it's a little soapy. There's a cleanness to it. It has this beautiful vanilla dry down. When you see marshmallow accord in this fragrance, if you're thinking you're going to get something like Love Don't Be Shy or Young Bougie Marshmallow or Princess or Delicia D Marshmallow, it's not that type of party. It's not that type of marshmallow. To me, there is an essence of marshmallow, but it's not something ooey gooey sweet. It's just this nice powderyness to it. This fragrance really took me on a journey that I was not expecting it to take me on. I feel like this fragrance she's demure, but don't get it twisted. I oversprayed this fragrance thinking, oh, it's light, it's airy. This is gonna be easy for me to just overspray. No. I almost choked myself out because in the words of Tresses of Alexis, this has a passive aggressive vibe to it. This fragrance, she's not the woman that goes in the room and commands attention. She kind of grabs your attention and she leaves a long lasting presence after she leaves. She puts that thought in your mind, like she's the woman that you want to get to know, but you're not sure why. There's just something about her that's just drawing you in. To me, that's what this fragrance does. And the more I wear it, the more I like it. And so we are not making the hour drive to Sephora. Oh my God. It's like the more you smell it, the more you want to wear it. It's addictive. I sprayed this on. This is my scent of the day, actually. Let me see. Yes, it's still there. Is it super, super loud? No. It's still there though. So I sprayed this on around 10:30 this morning. It is 7:13 right now, and I can still smell the fragrance. It has calmed down to more of a skin scent, but it's still there. I did get some compliments on this fragrance when I went out to breakfast with my friends. They all smelled it. They all said that I smelled good. They wanted to know more about it. I really think, you guys, that this is a great fragrance. This is that fragrance where you don't want the spotlight to be on you, but somehow it ends up on you anyway. That's the energy and the vibe she's getting. She's that classy type of woman. She's very demure, well put together. She doesn't have to do too much, but she's doing enough. And that's what I like about this fragrance. You guys, I don't need all of my fragrances to run people out the room. Sometimes I want a softer presence. Now, honestly, if I rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8.75. I really enjoy this fragrance. I love this bottle, man. This bottle is really nice. And I do want to say that this is not given that Donna Born and Roma DNA. To me, this smells like a completely different fragrance. They could have released this separately, but I'm sure they capitalized on the fact that this is part of the Donna Born and Roma line. But to me, it's its own thing. And also, fragrances this reminds me of. It reminds me somewhat of Oriana. Not as strong, but it does give Oriana vibes. And it also reminds me of this one right here, C Fiore. There is something so similar about these two. To me, this is a little more sharp. When I compare them on my skin, a little more sharp. But they smell very similar. If you guys have smelled C Fiore and this one, did you get a similarity to both of these fragrances? The other thing I want to say, I don't think I said about this fragrance, comes off kind of creamy to me. There is something in this fragrance that gives me, Liz, a creamy vibe, and that was like the icing on the cake. Because I love a good creaminess in a fragrance. I'm not saying it's super milky, creamy like Bianco Latte or Blanche Bête, but there is a creaminess in the texture of this fragrance. I just think it's beautiful. We are going to be such good friends, you guys. Oh my gosh. I feel like I could wear this to work because I work in a hospital when I do go to work. But I still feel like I shouldn't spray too much. Those are my thoughts on this fragrance. I totally love this and think it's worth it. And I want to say my little affirmation or thought. This is not an affirmation, it's more of a thought. I know a lot of people don't like this fragrance, and I completely understand why. We had such high hopes and expectations when you saw the notes, the orange blossom, the marshmallow, the vanilla. You probably thought you were going to get more of a love, don't be shy, Oriana type of fragrance. And when you smelled it, you said, wait a minute, this ain't it. This is not loud, or this isn't beast mode the way that I thought. I think that if you're really into fragrances the way that a lot of us are in Fragcom, we really need to not judge based solely on first impression. And I also want to say this is not a fragrance to be tested on a tester. You need to really wear this on your skin and see how it vibes with your skin chemistry, because to me on paper it's not going to do it justice. But if we really take our time with these fragrances and give them a chance instead of just, I don't like it. And I'm not saying you necessarily, I'm saying me, because I told y'all I almost drove an hour, paid the tolls to take this back to Sephora. But when I really stepped back and gave it a chance, I found out that this was an amazing fragrance. And I think that that's how we should approach fragrances. We have so many new releases. We're looking for that instant gratification. We're looking for it to be the next it girl fragrance. And a lot of times you're not going to get that off of first sniff. Now, sometimes it's just not going to work. It's a wash, and I get that, but let's give fragrances a real chance before we just write them off. Now, let's get to the last fragrance, you guys. I don't talk enough. Off, you guys. This next one is from Navitus Parfums. This is their latest creation in collaboration with Sheree Lewis here on YouTube. This is Elan Nior, darling. And I'm not going to lie, you guys. I brought this strictly to support Sheree. I was really excited for her. I saw the notes and I got a little nervous because I get nervous about fruity fragrances. Peach Delulu so far was not a win for me. I don't like fruity fragrances a lot of times because they come off juvenile. Cherry can smell like medicine. It could just go totally wrong for me. So I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And this fragrance, you guys, it is pricey. The fragrances in these bottles go for $295, but they did have a 30% off sale. And as of now, it is still on the website. You also got a free body butter or the body spray of your choice. So I got, what did I get? Monte Castana, the body butter. So I can't wait to wear that. But anyway, got this fragrance, sprayed it and said, I don't like this. It smelled weird. And I said, Lizzie, you know the drill. You know how it goes. Spray this out, come back to it. Came back to it a few days later. I sprayed it. I said, okay, Sheree. Okay, I see you. I started to like what I was smelling. This fragrance has notes of cherry in the opening. There's also some black currant. I'll put the notes up for you guys. What I'm getting when I first smell this is kind of a dark fruits. Not necessarily dark cherry or black currant, but maybe a combination of the two. Dark fruits. And then as it dries down, you guys, the cherries start to turn sour and you get this peach along with this almond. Now, oh, I forgot orange blossom. There's an orange blossom vibe in here too. It's not loud, but you can smell it. And when you smell the almond, this is not like a cherry almond combo that we all have witnessed, at least not in my experience. The almond is there just to add some sweetness. It's not super loud. There's a kind of powderiness to this fragrance. I'm getting excited. There's a powderiness to this fragrance as well. But you guys, the dry down, you get this boozy cherry and vanilla. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. But don't just take my word for it, because I know a lot of people are going to say, you guys are just hyping this up because it's Sheree. No, I will tell you if I don't like it. I told you when I first sprayed it, I didn't like it. I am going to give you my honest opinion. This fragrance costs too much money. If you are thinking of investing, I feel like I have to give this disclaimer just to let you know everything is facts. This is all tea. So I decided to wear this to a housewarming party this weekend. I knew a lot of people were going to be there, and I wanted to put Elan Nior to the test. I wanted to see what she was going to do. Hugged somebody when I first got there. She said, oh my gosh, Liz, you smell so good. I'm gonna have to Zelle you or something because I need some of that. I said, period, girl, I got you. So many compliments on this fragrance. Next day, you guys, I wore this to church. Yes, I wore this to church. I'm sitting at the table in the kitchen of the church. I joined the hospitality team, you guys. I'm trying to get back into serving in the church. So I'm sitting there at the table, and there was this lady there, and she was with her kids on the other side. And she said, excuse me, you smell so good. Is that Valentino? I said, no. And I had this big old bottle in my purse, you guys. And I pulled it out and I showed it to her. Don't judge me. I have to decant it. But I showed it to her. She said, oh my goodness, that smells so good. I love it. She just kept going on and on about how good I smell. But the biggest compliment came today, you guys. Now, this is not my scent of the day, but I went out with some of my friends for breakfast. They were at the housewarming party I went to. And one of my friends said her fiance told her, Liz smelled so good. Oh my goodness. When I hugged her, I did not want to let her go. She smelled amazing. And she said, she asked her fiance, why didn't you tell her how good she smelled? And he said, well, I didn't want her to think anything funny. And see, you guys, I told you in my compliments video why we don't get compliments. A lot of people don't want to compliment you because they don't want to come off as if they're coming off to you or weird or anything like that. The man didn't want to let me go because he wanted to keep inhaling my scent. I'm just saying, now, if that doesn't say it all, he has nothing to do with Fragcom. He doesn't watch the videos. He doesn't know who Sheree is. This is cherry perfection. I find this fragrance to be sophisticated, alluring. This will make a perfect date night scent. And y'all, this has some longevity on it. I told you guys I don't like giving longevity statistics on my channel, but I was able to smell this all day. I kept catching whiffs of it and I was like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. And I was able to smell cherry throughout the life of the fragrance because there's cherry in the opening, there's cherry in the mid, and there's cherry in the base. It's just the cherry and the base comes off boozy. I have quite a few fragrances from Navitus that they did collabs with different content creators, and I must say this is in the top 3. I'm trying to rank them in my head, but I haven't come up with a real ranking yet. But This is one of the best I've ever smelled. And that packaging, you guys, I'm going to insert a clip. Most of the packaging for these bottles comes in black boxes. She put hers in white because if I'm not mistaken, she loves white. It just looks so elegant. It's the fragrance is a whole vibe. Have you tried any of these fragrances that we have talked about today? Let me know down in the comments what you think, you guys. I would really love to know. Like I said, let's not judge these fragrances so harshly. I'm not an advocate for anything, no paid promotions. All of these were brought with my own coins or somebody that loves me coins. This is all honest opinions. I have no reason to lie, but I do want to say to you, Sheree, you may not always see me in the comments, girl, but I'm always there. I'm so happy for you. This is a wonderful fragrance release, and if I had to pick a fragrance that this reminds me of, it kind of reminds me of Duchessa a little bit because of the way that the cherry is done, just a little bit. But I don't have a lot of cherry fragrances that I could say this smells like this, this smells like this. It doesn't smell like Lost Cherry to me. It doesn't smell like what's the cherry one from Kayali, the Love Fest Burning Cherry. It has its own thing going on. Wonderful release. Okay, you guys, those are some of my thoughts on some of the latest releases out here. We have more tea to drink, you guys. There's more tea because I have a couple of more new fragrances coming, you guys. I've been having so much fun. If you love fragrances, you guys, let's enjoy the experience of getting our nose on new fragrances. Whether we like it or not, it's all a part of getting to know new fragrances. Everything isn't going to be a win, but when you get a win, isn't that just great? I just love it. But anyway, you guys, I'm rambling. Remember that beauty is ageless. You are so blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.